For teenage girls, a yogurt shop, and a 34-year hunt for a killer who left no trace. In the heart of Austin, Texas, a brutal crime shattered a community and left a chilling question unanswered for decades. 4 young lives extinguished in the blink of an eye. But what if the key to solving this horrific case was overlooked for over 30 years? A detail so small, so seemingly insignificant, that it remained hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal the truth. It was 1991 when the unthinkable happened. 4 employees of an Austin yogurt shop, all teenagers, were found murdered after closing for the night. The sheer brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the city, igniting a desperate search for justice. Detectives were faced with a daunting task, a crime scene with few clues and a community gripped by fear. The pressure to find answers was immense, leading investigators down numerous paths, including the pursuit of over 50 false confessions. The investigation became a tangled web of misinformation and dead ends. 4 innocent men were tragically arrested, one even facing the death penalty, while the true perpetrator remained at large. The passage of time did little to cool the burning desire for resolution. The names of the victims became etched in the city's memory, a constant reminder of the unresolved tragedy. How could the killer disappear so completely? Then, a glimmer of hope emerged from the most unexpected source. One of the victims, a 13-year-old girl, fought back. In her final moments, she managed to scratch her attacker, unknowingly leaving behind the most crucial piece of evidence. This act of defiance, born from sheer terror, would become the thread that eventually unraveled the entire case. But why did it take so long for this evidence to be recognized? Decades later, a dedicated cold case detective, armed with new technology and a relentless pursuit of truth, revisited the case files. The advent of a national ballistics database proved instrumental. This powerful tool allowed investigators to connect seemingly unrelated cases and cross-reference evidence. It was a technological leap that offered a chance to finally identify the phantom who had haunted Austin for so long. The breakthrough came with a DNA match, linking the evidence from the crime scene to a suspect located across state lines. The ghost finally had a name. The yogurt shop murders, a case that had tormented a city for 34 years, was finally solved. This case is a stark reminder of the importance of perseverance in law enforcement and how even the smallest detail, a victim's desperate fight, can hold the key to unlocking justice. The first layer is context. Every documentary story begins before the moment people remember. There is a setting, a chain of decisions, and a public reaction that shapes how the event is understood. In the case of the yogurt shop murders, the important thing is not only what happened, but why the surrounding details made people pay attention. That is where the story begins to move from a simple summary into something more useful. It asks us to look at timing, location, pressure, and the way one moment can represent a much larger pattern. The second layer is what people often misunderstand. A single image or short clip can feel complete, but it usually leaves out the forces around it. Viewers see the result, not the build-up. They see the most dramatic frame, not the quiet details that made it possible. That gap matters because it changes the meaning of the story. When we examine the yogurt shop murders carefully, we are not just asking what is visible. We are asking what is missing from the first impression. Then comes the turning point. This is where the story stops being only about one scene and starts pointing to a bigger question. Why did this particular moment stand out? Why did people share it, debate it, or return to it later? The answer is usually not one simple fact. It is a combination of emotion, uncertainty, and recognition. People respond when a story feels specific, but also familiar enough to connect to something they already care about. Another important detail is the human tendency to look for a clean conclusion. We want a final answer, a clear lesson, and a single explanation that ties every loose end together. But strong documentary stories often resist that. They leave us with evidence, competing interpretations, and a reminder that public understanding is always incomplete. That does not make the story weaker. It makes it more honest. So what value can we take from the yogurt shop murders? The value is not just the event itself. It is the pattern around it. It shows how quickly attention forms, how easily context disappears, and how important it is to ask better questions before accepting the easiest version of a story. That is why stories like this continue to matter after the first wave of attention fades. In the end, the yogurt shop murders remains worth examining because it sits between fact and interpretation. We can see enough to understand why it matters, but not always enough to close the case completely. And that open space is where documentary storytelling becomes powerful. It does not tell us what to think. It gives us a clearer way to look. The yogurt shop murders finally closed, but the echoes of that night serve as a somber testament to lost innocence and the enduring power of justice. For more in-depth true crime documentaries and cold case breakdowns, be sure to subscribe. The truth is out there, and we'll help you find it.